Hi, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. We'll just give it 2 more minutes as others are joining in. Good evening, and thank you for joining this webinar to launch and share with you this important campaign on the importance of play for everyone, especially children, today and every day. For children, play helps them make sense of the world. The announcement by UN to adopt 11th of June as the International Day of Play marks a significant milestone in the efforts to preserve, promote, and prioritize playing so that all people, including children, can reap the rewards and thrive to their full potential. Play fosters resilience, creativity, and innovation. For children, play helps build relationships, helps overcome trauma and stress. Restricting opportunities for play impedes a child's well being and development. In educational settings, play based learning, we all know, makes learning enjoyable and relevant, and thereby enhancing children's motivation to learn. In recognition of this, United Nations Convention on Rights of the Child has enshrined play as a fundamental right of every child under Article 31. Through play, as children forge connections, playful interactions contribute to well-being and positive mental health of parents and caregivers too. Play comforts, smooths children. Let's watch this video of our young advocate Molly. She shares how simple, playful interactions can build brains, bodies, and relationships.
What if I was to tell you that a game of peekaboo could change the world? Sounds impossible, right? Well, I'm here today to prove it's not. Hi, I'm Molly, and I'm 7, and this is my little friend Ari. Say hi, Ari. Hi. Oh, and this is my neighbour, Amajot. He has to take Ari away now to get ready for our experiment. But don't worry, they'll be back. My talk today is about some powerful things that grown-ups can do that shape us as children and the adults we become. How do I know? Because my parents and people around me did them, early and often. I know not all kids are as lucky. Some of my friends, some kids at my school, and many around the world. And I would really like to help change that. Thanks to scientists, we now know just how important the first 5 years are for our health and development, especially our brains. Ari started learning long before he was even born, from inside his mummy's tummy. When Ari was born, he was tiny, and he cried all the time. He was always hungry, and he pooped a lot. Now, he laughs and giggles and makes funny noises. But those are just the changes we hear and see. There's way more going on inside. So, let's talk more about our brains. The blue bag is the rough size and weight of a healthy baby's brain at birth. The red one is a baby's brain after the first year. It almost doubles in volume. And by my age, it's almost 90% the volume of an adult brain. Our brains develop faster in our early years than at any other time in our lives. It can create up to 1 million neural connections every second. But we need your help. Our healthy development depends on these top 5 things. 1, connecting. 2, talking. 3, playing. 4, a healthy home. 5, community. All of this helps our brains and us reach our full potential. So what's something you can do that can really make a difference? Scientists call it serve and return. That's just a grown-up way of saying connect, talk, and play with us. And here's the really big news. Amajot, Ari, you ready?
Ready?
Copycat games build imagination and empathy.
And
Naming games build vocabulary and attention.
is it Daddy? Ari, Daddy, Ari.
And games like Peekaboo, yep, Peekaboo, actually build memory and trust. Each time you talk to us, play with us, make us laugh, it not only builds and strengthens our relationships and mental health, it actually teaches us some of the most important life skills. From making friends, to taking a test, to getting a job, to one day maybe even starting a family of our own. Interactions early and often matter. Take it from me, the 7-year-old up here, talking about brain science. Okay, now, let's see what happens when the connection is taken away. So now he's trying to get his dad's attention again. He's reaching out like, that was fun, why have you stopped? I know it's important for adults to use their devices sometimes, but kids are hardwired to seek out meaningful connections. Not receiving them causes confusion and stress. Okay, Amajot, please re-engage.
Sorry. Okay.
Now, what if a whole childhood was like that last 30 seconds? How hard it would be for a child to feel calm, to feel safe, to learn to trust anyone, and the lifelong impact that would have. That makes me feel sad. Ari only reacted the way he did and recovered so quickly because the connection between him and his dad is usually so strong. The positive relationships with the grown-ups in our lives gives kids the confidence we need to try new things, to explore, and be a kid. So please try and remember, the most special period for our development is the first 5 years, starting from inside Mummy's tummy. What's something really impactful you can do? Serve and return. And when? Early and often. Please give it up for Amajot and Ari. Every moment together is an opportunity to connect, talk, and play. Imagine the difference we could make if everyone everywhere did this. To us, to children, it's so much more than just a game. It's our future. Thank you. See? Peekaboo really can change the world.
Thank you, Molly. Really, Peekaboo can change the world. Molly took me back to my childhood, and I'm remembering those moments that I spent with my parents, them playing peekaboo with me. And what did they call peekaboo? When they played peekaboo with me, they would call it chat. And now I want to ask Deepika, who's with us here. Deepika, have you played peekaboo with your kids? Has has have your parents played peekaboo with you? What is peekaboo called in your language? How did you play it? Tell us about it.
Thanks, Sunisha. Peekaboo is like its own universal language. And we spoke Telugu at home. So for me, growing up, peekaboo was do buchi. It's like you play do buchi, buchi, like that. That's how we used to play it. And I sort of started to do it with my children, but my husband and I don't have a common language because, he's Mangalorean and I'm from Andhra. So it became peekaboo with my kids. But here's the thing. The same game has so many words that describe it. And it'd be great to see from our participants today. What do you call it in your own language? And if you can just, Maitri, my colleague, would have put a link on the Mentimeter. If you can just add what you think it is in your own language, let's just see what comes alive from this group. Oh, Luka Chupi, I've heard. Kannamuchi. And for those of you who are struggling with Menti, just put it on chat and it'll turn up. Don't worry about it. Tea in Kashmiri. That's amazing. And for those of you who are on the Mentimeter, just don't close that window because we have a bunch of other questions coming up as well. And I'm thinking, cookie. I wonder which language that is in. That sounds so nice. Uli chukali. Where's the baby? Aha muchi. Chupanchupi. Kannampuchi. Is that Tamil or Malayalam? I suspect Kannamuchi is Kannada. Kannampuchi, probably Tamil.
Where's the baby?
You know, Dhapa. What language is that? It sounds so good. Thapo in Gujarati. All right. Here's another question for you all to add to. What are the games that you played in your childhood? And a huge part of the conversation today is about us as adults engaging with play. And if we can bring out the games that we played through childhood, it would be fantastic. Come on, I'm sure there are more.
More.
It can't be just Pittu and Lagori. Red letter, dark room. Supriya, you guys writing a whole bunch in the group.
Oonch neech. Yes.
Oonch neech, Vish Amrit.
Buguri. I wonder what that is.
Buguri means top in Kannada. So it's
the playing with the top.
Playing with the top, yes.
There's tongue. Oh, yes. Marbles, of course.
Office. Teacher.
Jilbi?
Yeah, what does that mean? Can somebody put that message?
On the chat, please.
Yes, on the chat, please.
Gulli Danda. Yes.
Lock and key. Langadi tang.
Dang.
You know what we did in our office this morning? We actually put tape to create the hopscotch thing as people entered the office, and everyone who was entering had to play the game as they walked into the office. It was actually a lot of fun.
What?
Jump rope. What is Gudu Gudu Gancham?
Poshampa. Yes.
What is gallery?
This is,
Jampuri.
if I'm not mistaken, gallery is almost like a hopscotch, but different kind of formats that used to be drawn on the floor. Bunking classes and rushing to the ground. Lovely. Chiclets. Kabaddi. Oh, wow. This is so rich. This is amazing.
I Spy. Of
Lock
course.
and key. Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
Lock and key is a version of Vishamrut.
Amli Peepli. Okay.
Okay, we have a question. Thief, Chor Police, lots are coming up. Keep going. Here's a question for you. What do you see? Come on, come on, come on. What do you see? Tire. Okay, somebody's written in Kannada. Tire. Okay, Sangeeta. Truck tire. Round. A seat. Ooh.
A chakri. Yes, a swing with ropes, of course. Black hole in the galaxy.
Someone said
Scooter.
Bachpan TLM. That's amazing. A road trip. मेरी गाड़ी तेरा गाड़ी. मेरा गाड़ी तेरा गाड़ी. Yeah. A hiding place.
A puncture shop ad. That's interesting.
I love it. I love it. Tire to roll with a stick. You know what I do want to say though? This is just a truly amazing set of ideas for multiple reasons. And we can, I think, safely say that all of us, at least in this group, have childhood alive in us. What children see when they see a tire is this and so much more. And the spirit of just doing that is to invite all of you into this conversation, which we are calling a digital activation by UNICEF and Bachpan Manao. It's right to play. As Sunisha said, UN declared June 11th as International Day of Play. And all of us have been talking so much about play in our work. And it's such a sort of, it is such, oh, thank you, Ganesh. That is really nice. It is such a shot in the arm for the work that this community is doing. And in the spirit of that, as the first UN Day of Play on the 11th of June, 2024, we've come together to say, let's talk more, let's do more together to amplify each other and our work, and more than anything else, to do what's right for the children who we care so much about and work for. Yeah. And I'm going to take you through what this idea means and what we have for you. And the intent really is to provide this idea and the resources to this community and the wider world to take it and make meaning of it in whatever way you would like to. That truly is the intent. Yeah. And basically, more than anything else, I say, let's play, have fun, and let's explore. Introducing an idea, which we are calling an hour of free play on June 11th. But this message is better in the voice of people who really matter.
Come with me if you want to play, because it's International Playing Day.
This is how I play. How do you play? This is International Day of Play. I am inviting you to play the way you like because UNICEF India and Bachpan Manao are declaring 5 to 6 p.m. on June 11th as the hour of free play. So let's leave from work early and take that hour off and let's play. Don't forget to tell your friends and family.
June 5 से 6 खेलना मत भूलना comes to you in the voice of the children from Sukhma. What I want to walk you through is a few things as we go. One is the resources on the idea of hour of play. Yeah. Can we have the deck up, please? I'm just want to quickly walk you through the idea so that we approach this in two ways. We notice obviously that all of us create resources on play that we put out either in the communities where we work or on social media or in the print media in many places. But the idea of bringing together UNICEF and the ecosystem of Bachpan Manao is to actually say, is it possible to bring this conversation into day-to-day habits and behaviors in some way by doing something? And that is why the hour of free play. This package, which I'm actually running you through, just gives you all the information you might need to get started. Yeah, of course, this is what we talked about. The importance of free play, particularly unstructured play, just given the nature of the difficulties and the complexities that we're dealing with and stuff that Molly was talking about and the children that children love. Things that adults find difficult to do. This package will give you information on science in words, simply put, that you could use in your communities and as messages. Play is the real friend and teacher. The question really is, how do you engage in free play? There are some ideas here. If we can pause for a second so that people can read. If you're wondering why the hour of free play and the hour of play, it's critically important in some ways because very often we found in many of our conversations with the ecosystem, the understanding of free play is a little bit complex. We will be sharing this link to this PDF in the chat right away. It's available to you. You can download it and use it. It is also going to be available on the microsite of UNICEF, the link of which is in the chat. The intent of me walking through this whole document is really to actually bring your attention to what's in the contents of the document. Truly, what is the purpose of the document? It's very, very simple. And if we can stay here for a second, the intent is, of course, play should be part of all our lives on a daily basis. But by calling International Day of Play and bringing attention to an hour at a certain time, drop everything and play. But what kind of play? Child-led. That's the ask. Leave work early, go home, play with your friends, your family, your children, your neighbors' kids. Engage in it. If we can go back to the previous slide. Yeah. intent is to take the pause. I don't know if any of you have actually been watching a bunch of these videos that you just seen on social media, right? On do nothing time, pause time. Well, basically you're saying free play time. One could argue that every day should be like this. It should have parts of your day like this, and it shouldn't be limited to this special day. Absolutely right. And that's exactly how it should be. But given that it's International Day of Play, we feel like it's a great time to bring all our attention to it. So the intent of asking for this ecosystem to take on the idea of hour of play and making it of your own, both within your offices, in your communities, and the communities in which you work, is to just bring our collective attention to it. Just our collective human attention to it, right? It's very simple. Play, take a picture, post it if you wish, share it with your friends, share it on social media if you wish. And even if it is about purely sharing in your community and spreading the word, that would be great. You know how you play a game of tag? Of all the games that you mentioned, you play of tag, this is the time to play tag. Tag other people. Tag friends. Tag people who you think this is an important conversation to have with. And when you do that, mention hashtag it's right to play. Mention hashtag for every child play, so that we all are able to see how it's coming alive for children across India. It would be fantastic if we could make this happen. And that's the ask on Hour of Play. If you are an organization, a corporate, a nonprofit, a company, whatever, announce your participation. Try and get commitment from senior leadership. Can we just stay back in the previous, please? Thank you. Share your contents and the importance of free play. This package will be available to you. Make them into little notes, send it as messages, put it as posters, do anything. Just let people hear it more. And sometimes we need to be reminded of it, and that's precisely why we're asking that the word spreads literally by word of mouth. Yeah. And share freely. Collate your team submissions, put it out on social media, share it within the company if that's what you'd like to do. But again, hashtag it's right to play, hashtag for every child play. This will help us see how it's growing, how the idea is growing, and how the messages are growing. And literally, it's a community effort to lift the idea and raise the level of conversation on play, because we need it for the sake of our children. And our policy says it, science says it. Now, how do we actually implement it in simple ways so that we can connect as adults with the joy of play? This is the kind of message. It would be great if you could put it on your social media, the text of which is here, but we have shared the link with you as well. You can actually follow it. You can use support badges saying, I've done this, and you recognize the right to play. You recognize the right of every child to play. We support it as EAKSTEP, and I'm sure any number of the organizations that part of the Bachpan Manar Collab actors feel the same as well. It would be great to see you amplify the effort for the sake of every single child, and 25 million of which are born in India every year. And in the age group of 3 to 8, there are that many of them, plus into 5. Maitri has just put the social media partner pack in the chat. Share content on free play with communities on the ground. Announce your participation. Use the material which is in the pack. Create your own and share it back with us. That would be fantastic too, right? It's a very simple ask. Play, share, showcase. It's really that simple. I know it looks like 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps, but it's really not that many steps. And share it with people you're comfortable sharing with. It would be. Thank you. Can you go to the next slide? Can we go to the next slide? And the next. In addition to, I'm just going to pause here to see if people had any questions, and please feel free to post them on chat. And if you have any further questions on this, please feel free to connect with bachpanmanav@gmail.com and we'll respond to you. There are a lot of things coming up and are actually going live shortly, and some of which have started to. UNICEF's microsite on Play, and Maitri has put up the link to that. And you can explore a lot of the resources that UNICEF is putting up on that site. And the link has just been put up on chat. The social media pack is a growing pack. Currently, you will find resources in English. You will shortly have resources in Hindi. Over the next few days, it's going to have at least the messaging resources and social media resources in a bunch of Indian languages: Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Marathi, Gujarati, Odia, and Assamese. And as we go, we'll try and add as many more languages. And it will actually be great if you can actually participate and say you want to translate some of it into other languages as well, so the messages can reach a larger community. There seems to be a bit of a problem with the social media link, which is going to sort that out and send the light link before the end of this as well. In addition to this, there is an idea. It's a preliminary idea. When UNICEF and when Sunisha and I were talking and the other team members were talking, an idea emerged for exploring the idea of repository of content on Play. But it's something that we were wondering whether it needs to, we need to first discover what's out there before we start sort of looking at what a repository is and what it might look like. Is this even a feasible idea? So as a preliminary exploration, we are requesting that as a preliminary exploration, we're requesting that you fill up a Google form, which is going to be here on chat in a minute, to just showcase your interest in saying, look, I am X organization, I have this kind of content, it's in this language, in this format, and it's on Play. And this may be something that other people may find useful if you're able to expose to them and say, you know, this is what X organization has and Y organization has. And people will be able to connect with each other and leverage off each other's resources, right? This is a journey. It's not by any means a concluded idea, but it's a journey. So the first step in the journey is seeking this expression of interest, explaining what you have and putting your hand up and saying, this is what I have. Yeah, I'm going to take a pause here. I think the team has changed the link for the social media pack. And those of you looking at it, it would be great if you could just test and see that you're able to access it. I'm going to pause for a second and bring back your attention to the idea of the hour of free play on the 11th. To get the attention of all of India, or as much of India as possible, from 5 to 6, it would be great to hear what you think of the idea. Just a word in the chat, a thumbs up, something to give us an indication on where you are in the idea. I'm just going to pause for a minute to hear from you. Actually, one thought is to see if y'all can I support It's Right to Play, because that just gives us an easy check-in to see what the pulse of the group is in the chat. May I request that? Yes, Paru. I think too. It's actually such a fun way to play with the words. I think the only way to remember that you have to do is to basically play on that day and spread the word. We use the package. Just take the bits and pieces of which includes just even an invitation, and send it into your communities. And the most fun thing to do is really to send it to friends and family and communities and teams on the ground so that they can send it to other people in their communities. That's really the only action to be taken, and just drop everything and play on that day. And bring it alive in your offices. Just bring it alive in your homes. Bring it alive in your communities, in the bastis, in the mohallas, and in the street corners, in whatever way you want. And that's the only ask. Maybe this will help us communicate our work much easier as we grow. So Nisha, if you would like to add.
Thank you, Deepika, for taking us through this very simple ask of all of you. One, to take it out to your friends, your communities, your neighbors, your residents' welfare association members, and talk about it, share this message, and of course, on the 11th of June, 5 to 6 p.m., drop everything and play. Just let's get that started. Let's make this go viral. Let's have children playing all around us that day and every day. As Deepika said, the social media pack, we'll keep updating it with content in other languages so that it can reach to all parts of the country. We'd really like the whole country to participate in this campaign with us. Keep following UNICEF India and Bachpan Manao, our social media handles. There will be a lot coming up on our social media handles. Some of it has already started, and you will continue to see this until the end of the month. But that's not where the story ends. We'd like to see you all part of this community that promotes play, that encourages children to play, that participates with children when they play, makes play integral to everybody. So I look forward to your support. We will love to see you all tag us on the 2 hashtags that Deepika mentioned earlier. It's right to play, and for every child, play. That's what it is. It's every child's right to play.
Thanks everyone for really participating. The intent really of today was to put this idea out there with a community of people who are immersed in this work, and to take it forward, make it your own. And the intent really is that you would just do whatever you like with it. And with that, unless there are any specific questions, if you would like to put them on chat, we want to leave you with this visual in your mind, but also with this view of our children.
मुल की हंसदी बोना से काठों मा होया कतगा रोते लोच मेरो गाँव मा होया माठो माठो आई ब्याखोनी पाख्यों मा होया माझी बाटू हिरणी चटिएगी डेरा मा ओहो मुल मुल के हंस दे हो पूना से काठियों माँ हो कथगारों ते लूचा
बच्चों को सीखने की आजादी दो, उन्हें बचपन मनाने दो।
Thank you all for joining us. We'll share more of the resources as they emerge. Please keep track of the microsite. We'll stay in touch, do reach out, do more. And simply put, let's play.